The following podcast contains adult language, profound stupidity, hardcore nudity, and drug references. Children should not listen to it. Everyone else, but fucking Olive. Nailed it.
Hey everyone, and welcome to Plotty Time, the podcast where we three gamers discuss video game stories in detail with all the necessary and appropriate backlash. My name is Poppascotch, and with me, as always, is Chump Slap.
What's that?
Or Fat Albert, whichever. And then on the other side, we have Dr. Syintist.
What's going on? Now, Poppascotch, let's keep the genocide talk to a minimum this week.
No promises.
I had that notes here.
Jesus. Preparing jokes ahead of time? That doesn't sound like you guys. But anyway, what have you been doing besides taking down notes about my alleged thoughts and experiences there, Mr. Chump Slap?
Well, I rented the movie Coffee Town.
That was great.
On Amazon and watched it back to back to back.
You should have just bought it.
Once you rent it, you get it for 3 days, so I figured I'd get my money's worth out of it.
What is Coffee Town? I haven't even heard of it.
Oh, my God.
Oh, you're missing out. It's
Glenn Howerton?
Glenn Howerton, that's his name. Ben Schwartz, and the sidekick from Eastbound and Down.
Well, that sounds awesome.
Yeah, it's really good. It's a great movie.
I will check it out. What else have you been doing? Playing anything?
Yeah, I picked up Trials Rising because it was on sale last week.
Cool. How'd that go?
Been kicking that around a little bit. It's all right. Something to do. Not great, but what are you going to do? It's better than Minecraft, I guess.
Or Sekiro.
Yeah, I'll never play it again.
Or Fallout.
So, you would recommend it, I guess?
I don't know. If you're into Trials games, I mean, it's just more of the same. You know what I mean?
Okay. Cool. So what about you, Dr. Scientist? What have you been doing this week?
Well, it's been shut down at work, so I've been working and sleeping. That's about it.
Just doing those double shifts.
Yeah.
That sounds awesome.
Oh, yeah, it's great. And then having to stay awake and watch a video of this shit game we're doing this week. It was the most difficult thing I did all week.
Look, man, at least it was only an hour long. Like,
it felt
could've
like
been
5
a
or
3
6.
hour.
I felt like I pulled a double at work.
Oh, Jesus. All right. You guys are just haters.
What did you do this week?
I don't think it was that bad. What about you, man?
What did I do? I got a lot of Division 2 in. Surprise, surprise.
Oh, shit. You maxed
Still
out
play
yet?
it?
I'm at the max is gear score 500, and I'm literally sitting at 499.
Loser.
What, are you missing a helmet or something?
I'm missing like gloves and
The pinky ring.
harness, or the rig or
The cock ring.
Yeah.
the cock ring. Yeah.
The platinum cock ring.
I mean, I haven't received a cock ring yet in the game, but I've seen like skins for the cock ring. So.
Whoa, that's neat.
Yeah, you can get like the all pink one, or one that looks like a dinosaur, whatever. But other than that,
One that looks like a dinosaur.
yeah, they're very innovative in the land of cock rings. I don't know when the last time was you checked.
Yeah, I've never seen a dinosaur one. That's why I've been imploring. Like, what kind of dinosaur does it look like?
It looks like one of those. What are those? The woolly mammoth?
That's not a dinosaur.
Well, it is.
No.
It's prehistoric.
I was thinking like a triceratops. Like it has a little ring and then 2 horns on the top, so your dick's the third horn.
Fair
No,
enough.
I was thinking more like your dick is the snout of the woolly mammoth.
Oh, okay.
And it's got the 2 things coming out the sides.
Well, either way.
Yeah.
Cock ring's a cock ring.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who really needs the decorative ones?
Cock rings, cock rings. What else? I watched a bunch of Netflix movies that just came out. I watched Perfection.
Oh, how was it?
It was okay.
Is it
It
as
wasn't
weird
great.
as it looks?
It was a little weird. It was a horror film that had a pretty neat twist to it. I mean, I know your time, Chump Slap, is practically worthless, so I think this is right up your alley.
All right. Perfect.
Also watched The Rim of the World, that new one that came out with the alien invasion, and the kids have to get the thing to the place.
Is that like a teen-based one, or is it more mature?
It's more teen-based, but there is a
Okay.
lot of murder in it, so I think it can go either way.
I didn't like the name.
Yeah, their name kind of it made me
You
think
don't
of
have to-
Pacific Rim.
It made me think of rim jobs, and you don't need the word rim in your name.
Yeah, really. Now that you used to put it that way.
Yeah, the reason it has that name is because all these kids met up at summer camp, and the summer camp is called the Rim of the World. Otherwise, it has no purpose to the story.
I would never send my
whatsoever.
kid there.
Yeah, really.
No. Now, I also saw, I don't know if you guys watched the Bash Brothers experience.
No.
Yeah, that was a good half hour.
I thought it was worth a half hour of my time.
Yeah.
There's some, but you can only hear so many anabolic steroids jokes before you're like, all right, let's, I like how they mixed genres and had like a little bit of story and stuff in it, but it was fun. I hope they make more of them.
Yeah. What they call it? Like a visual poem or something?
Yeah, it's just like a half-hour long music video.
Is it
That's pretty
about
much all
Mark
it is.
McGuire and Jose Canseco?
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's pretty good.
It's pretty ridiculous, and it has some pretty dope rhymes. The whole thing.
That's about as white as you can get.
It is Lonely Island.
But it's the whole like the bit that they're trying to portray is that back in the 80s when these guys were the Bash Brothers, they made this video. So all the references are just like 80s shit.
It's pretty good.
It's pretty funny.
Is it actually Mark McGuire and Jose Canseco, or is it actors?
It's
No, it's
Lonely Island.
Oh, okay.
It's what's his name? Jake Peralta and one of the other guys. Andy Samberg.
Yeah. Okay. You went with Jake Peralta first.
Yeah. I couldn't think of it. I don't want to name drop or anything.
Yeah, I mean, I know him personally, Jake Peralta, not Andy Samberg. But anyway, the other thing, the last thing I watched was Booksmart, that new movie that came out directed by Olivia Wilde.
How was that?
It's all about millennials and the bullshit they go through the day before graduation, and I have to say I loved it. I thought it was
Really?
fantastic.
I hate Jason Sudeikis, so I don't really like. The only thing good he's never done was a good old-fashioned orgy.
Well, he was only in it for like 5 minutes, if that.
Well, I only really hate him because he's with Olivia Wilde.
Well, of course he's going to be in it then.
So an anger-fueled jealousy? more
Yeah.
than a hate?
Yeah, it's more like
Gotcha.
that.
It's the only reason she's not with me.
Yeah. She told me that.
So mine is Dax Shepard. That's my version of that.
Oh, so Dax Shepard's not with you because he's with Kristen, or whatever her name is. I can't think of it now.
Kristen Bell. And no, it's the other way around. Kristen Bell's
Oh, okay.
Thanks, so bro. That's what I've been doing. I do have a fun bit of video game news.
Ooh.
That look, this is gonna be some petty shit.
Lay it
that's
on
gonna
me,
come out
brother.
Right now.
I'm
But,
expecting
I
very
think it's
little.
hilarious. You guys remember the game way back when? I think it came out in March. Anthem.
I remember
We've
the name.
discussed it
I've
on
heard of it.
this.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right. So Anthem is pretty much fucking dead
Nice.
already. Now, the reason they say this is because it fell out of the top 50 Xbox games, and the metric they use is how many like concurrent online users they have.
Mm-hmm.
Oh wow.
It fell out of it hit 49, and they have not released how many people are playing Anthem concurrently, but you do know because the game in front of it is Battlefield 1. Which, if you remember, that was 2 Battlefields ago.
Wow.
And Battlefield 1 has more people concurrently playing it than Anthem. Do you guys want to guess what the number is?
15.
Fuck, I mean, Jesus. I don't think it's...
I'll say 25 grand. 25K.
Chump Slap?
I'll go with 80. 80K.
You guys are fucking adorable because it is 2,500.
That's hard. That's hard to believe that there's only like the number 49 game would have 2,500.
I know. It makes me feel like we can make a game.
Yeah, I know.
That at one point could have 2,500 people playing it.
Well, I mean, you got to realize this is Xbox only stats, but still, if you take that for PC and PlayStation, they're at similar numbers. That's still
Less
math
than 10,000
numbers.
There's probably more people playing fucking Minecraft.
Oh yeah,
There,
I'm sure.
I guarantee there is.
That's crazy.
Yeah, that's insane. That's all the news I have. Anything you guys want to discuss before we get into this classic game?
The new slivers look ridiculous for Modern Horizons.
All right, we're not talking. We're not talking Magic.
Poppascotch loves it though.
The slivers from what?
From my fucking magic.
Oh, that's why I didn't understand any of the words.
Yeah.
I heard Horizon. I thought you were talking about Horizon Zero Dawn. I'm like, ooh, is he back on this? I can talk about that.
Maybe one
No.
days I'll go do the Frozen Wilds. But I forget what the buttons do already. It'd be a big effort.
I know. I thought about putting Fallout back in because it's like the 5th update that I haven't played it, but it keeps updating.
Have you ever played any of the expansions for 4? Mr. Chump Slap?
Mm-hmm.
Why do you always take a drink when I'm in the middle of a fucking question to you?
It's because he's taking a drink every time he's not talking.
Yeah.
Okay.
You know how this works?
You're right. I shouldn't take it so personally. You're right. But
No, I didn't play a single one. I didn't like Fallout 4, really.
I thought it was fine. I just didn't like how you had such an amazing experience in 3 with such an amazing story and an amazing environment, and you fucked up all 3 of those things for the next game. Like, you think they would have had one good one?
Yeah, you'd think, but
I just couldn't realize. Irradiated Boston was so fucking boring.
Well, Boston by itself is so fucking boring.
Yeah, I mean, it's just... And then you destroy it, so you're taking away features and, stuff like that.
Yo,
and the
spoiler
architecture.
alert. Someone didn't play it yet.
Oh, for Christ's sake.
like you're gonna.
No, I'm not gonna. I'm not at all.
I just didn't like the whole, like, you had to have every town, you had to help them out every time they cried. You're like, and then, oh, I got to fucking run back there, or else it's just going to keep popping up in my mission shit. It was annoying.
Right. Yeah, that was pretty bad. But I paid the money for the season pass for 4. I really should at least give it a try, right?
You'd think.
Did you?
Yeah, I bought it immediately.
No, I mean, did you try any of the expansions?
No, I should though. I'm trying. What I'm doing right now is probing you, Chump Slap, to see if you did it. So hopefully one of you can convince me to actually play it and stop playing the Division 2.
I'm trying to think,
You should keep playing the Division 2 until you hit 500.
Did
you.
did the collector's edition come with a season pass?
I think
don't know. I didn't buy it.
No, not in 4 because I remember buying it separately.
Oh, yeah. Well, then I probably didn't buy it.
But 76 did, and I own all those, and I've never fired up the game once.
Well, maybe you turn it on. I'll start a new character. Try something different.
Yeah.
No, you should definitely finish the Division first. You're so close.
Yeah,
It's
but
true.
then they're going to update it, and he's going to have to go up to level 55.
Well, then he can stop then and be like, well, I don't have to go up.
I think that's what I'm gonna do. Like, just get to 500. I don't have 7 other fucking friends to do the raid because you have to jump in the raid as a group. There's no matchmaking.
That's
yeah.
stupid.
You probably have to go to
What if you don't? How many people have 7 friends?
go to the
know.
Reddits and shit. That's how you find these people.
I could. I'm sure I could, but I don't know.
Yeah, then it's random ass people, and it's annoying.
Go to GameFAQs.
Yeah, whatever. Anyway, let's get to the game we're going to discuss. I'm sure people want to hear us bitch about 6-year-old games over and over. But the game we are talking about today is the PlayStation 3, Xbox 360 Undisputed Classic. Eat Lead.
Poppascotch's own. Oh, sorry.
Eat Lead, the return of Matt Hazard, which right off the bat, called The Return, you think it's a sequel. It's not.
That's why it confused the shit out of me when I was looking for a video. I was like, nah, this is the second one already?
Yeah, and then you're like watching the cutscene movie, and you're like, oh, they probably explained all this shit in the first. No, they didn't. They didn't explain any of it in any other game.
You know, just hearing the name made me think it was going to be bad. And boy, was I surprised because it was much worse than I thought.
Well, it was released February 26th, 2009 for PlayStation 3 and Xbox 360, developed by Vicious Cycle Software and published by D3. Never heard of those companies before.
Yeah, none of them.
But it's a third-person cover-based shooter written by a guy by the name of David Ellis, who is, I don't think he's really writing much anymore. He's more of like, I guess, a project manager for games or like lead creative or stuff like that. So,
Yeah, they probably fired him after
Yeah, I
this
was going to
one.
say, who'd let him write a game after this one?
oh man, we're coming in hot. Jeez. But the backstory, the lead into this, since it was my pick, I guess I'll go over it. Is you meet this character? It's in like a self-narrated video where he's talking about the glory days of how he used to be a huge video game star. He's basically Duke Nukem. Like if Duke Nukem was a person.
He's more like Sonic the Hedgehog, right? Because he used to be big back in the day, and now he's dying off, and
They keep making shitty games for him.
they're going to try to make him big again.
Right. Well, okay. Physically, he's Duke Nukem, but the career trajectory, you could pretty much just look at the Sonic games. Because basically, he was this huge deal, and he signed a lifetime contract with his video game developing company, and he convinced them to let him branch out, and he started doing like Matt Hazard racing and all kinds of kids, and they just fucking bombed hard. So basically, he's at the point where he's kind of settling into like the Max Payne 3 role, where he's the same character, but he's much older. I don't know if either of you guys played Max Payne 3.
No. That was lost.
That's a damn shame. It's a fucking amazing game. We'll do it one week.
Oh my god!
Damn, that was my choice for next week.
Shucks, I ruined it. But yeah, so you start this game. It's very meta. It's very much the character commenting on the fact they're in a game. But you start in a Japanese steakhouse, which is by far the largest steakhouse structure I've ever seen in my life.
That's a hell of a steakhouse.
It
I'll
was
give it
pretty
that.
big.
Lots of like winding corridors. There's like 6 kitchens. It was very confusing. But you start in this world, this Japanese steakhouse, and you're in a fight with Sonny Tang.
I was offended by this part.
Yeah. He seems to be some kind of righteous 70s guy.
Yeah, with an afro and shit.
Best way to put it, right? Like he has an afro, and you actually get a point where Matt Hazard's in the game. He's the character, and then all of a sudden he breaks, and he's like, "Wait, does this game take place in 1972? Like, what's going on?" And the game is littered with absolutely meta moments where the character realizes he's in a game, because that's when the story kicks off, and you start realizing that someone is trying. The head of the bad gaming company is trying to kill him so he can get him out of his lifetime contract.
Yes.
That's the nuts and bolts of where we are when the story starts.
Yes, he's a video game character with a contract, a lifetime contract.
Is there an actual marathon games?
No, not in real life. It was
Okay.
made up.
I was just
for this.
wondering.
But it's all supposed to be like in video game references, making fun of like how red barrels or red things always explode, health systems, like overly complicated objectives, that kind of thing. But I felt like a lot of the jokes, well, we'll get into it, but
we'll get into it. Because these jokes fall flat, man. They're just bad.
yeah,
Because doesn't he say like, whoa, where we start like I don't know, some Japanese steakhouse, and then he just starts there?
Yeah.
Because he goes through like, this is the game I'm playing. This is the game I'm hired to be a hero for.
It's a no-nonsense detective game.
right.
Yeah. So they say.
Yeah.
And then what's with the QuickTime shit?
Yeah, the boss fight against Sonny Tang.
Yeah, there's a lot of quick time events in this, which, as we know, everybody loves. And they didn't even make fun of them. Like, this was the time to be meta and make fun of this bullshit, and they just made it a core game mechanic.
Yeah, they were way too serious about the QuickTime events. Like, why couldn't it just be like, I don't know, throw a joke in there or something where like you press a button and it switches right when you press it, and then
You screwed that up.
yeah, it's like, you idiot, you fucked up. But no, they way too serious about it. I didn't like it.
Right, and so where do we go? We fight through the steakhouse and the kitchen and all this bullshit, and then we get to what... Now, before we started recording for the podcast, Chump Slap told me about his favorite character, Sting's sniper scope.
He was talking about it before you called, too.
I was like, I can't get enough.
Tell us a little bit about Sting sniper scope.
Yeah, it's a fucking tongue twister. It's really, really bad Arnold Schwarzenegger impression.
That doesn't even do it justice on how bad it is.
It's the worst Arnold Schwarzenegger impression.
Yeah, it was... Is he... I think he's supposed to be like the new Matt Hazard.
Yeah, he's like the new generation console hero that they're trying to push. Right, they're like, he'll easily kill Matt Hazard, so we'll throw him at him.
And we know he's so good at killing Matt Hazard because this is the first time you meet him. Notice, first time. He's going to come back several other times after you kill him.
Oh, yeah.
But after you get through this moment killing Sting's sniper scope, a bullet essentially stops as it's coming at your face, and you get a call from a woman who turns out to be QA, which I'm not. You guys know how sensitive I am to names in video games, and if they're bad, I call them out. QA's bad.
Why? It's quality assurance, right?
Yeah.
I didn't say it wasn't appropriate. It's just I thought it was lame. I just thought,
What do you think would have been better?
oh, don't put me on the spot like that. I don't have any material for this.
Acid burn?
Panty job.
Oh, maybe something. They should have just taken the name from Borderlands. What was her name? The voice in the sky. Who, by the way, not the same voice actress, although they sounded very similar.
They did sound similar how you say it.
I did look it up.
Angel?
Angel, yes.
Angel, yeah.
Yes. But like, it sounds very close. I'm sure if you put them like one after the other, it might be a bit different. But I listened to this one. I was like, that's it. No, it's not. But any hoodles. So QA tells him that his saves have been erased, and if he dies in this game, he dies in real life, I guess.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, he still dies in the game. I think he only exists in the game.
But if he dies in the game, he can't get out of it.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. And he can't make any more games. Like, this is it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. So then QA pulls him to a science-y area, which I can't even explain. It looks like a spaceship, but like
I just assumed it was outside
hallway.
the code.
Yeah.
Something like that. But she pulls him out. She tells him she restored the save feature, but he isn't even the star of this game because like his data apparently ends in level 2, and Sting's sniper scope takes over from there. This all being a surprise to him.
It's supposed to be.
Yeah, Sniper Scope is supposed to kill him and then become the hero of the game.
Right, which I thought was... I mean, I don't think it's a terrible idea.
That's a bad idea.
Yeah.
Why not?
I mean, it starts out as a detective game and it turns into some kind of shooter.
I think it would be pretty cool if there was a game where you start out as one character, you get to the end boss, you beat him, and then you become the end boss. Like, he actually kills you.
Oh, you mean like Castlevania Lords of Shadow?
No, because you don't just keep going to the next level and doing it. You know what I mean? Like, you keep changing characters.
Right, like I think it could work. It could be a neat mechanic, especially if they do something that's already established. Like, can you imagine the next, I don't know, what do we got? Like the next Halo game come out and they kill Master Chief in the second chapter, then replace him with somebody else.
Yeah, I think it would work. I think it would be a great idea.
Well,
But what if the new character sucks? Then you just killed a character for no reason.
That's what happens here. Glad you brought that up.
part of the QA process. But where do we go after this Chump Slap? Or Syintist, whichever one of you guys has any idea what happens next.
Well, she tells him that he's got to keep playing the game and doing the objectives while she figures out what's going on.
Yeah, she's like, buy time, kill all the enemies.
So I'm sure you guys are probably confused as well, but I'm confused over whether Matt Hazard is just strictly a video game character or if he's a real person, and I think it's not supposed to matter.
I think he's a real person.
I thought he was just a video game character.
Well, then how come?
Like, there's sections... Yeah, it's very confusing, which probably didn't help explain any of the story, but there's times where he's in the video game, he's in the world of the video game, he dies, he comes back, whatever, but then you also see him, like, at the end of the game, he goes outside of the game and starts attacking the game studio.
That's what I'm saying. Like, he wasn't in games the whole time leading up to this game. They're like movies for an actor.
I don't believe it.
What if it was like
That's
a situation where it's kind of, he's a real person, but he gets, like, plugged into the Matrix type of situation where he has, like, an avatar somewhere else. But then you think they would have explained that literally at all.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's just like an actor movie thing.
No, I just assumed it was a character.
Because when he first sees Sonny Tang, he like when he cuts, he's like, "All right, seriously, nobody." I looked at the script; there was nothing about 70s in it.
Well, none of that makes me think it's not just a character in a game. I just assumed in this world, characters in games were kind of like normal people, but they just existed only in games.
And you know what's funny about that too, Scientist? If you change the word video game to movie, this all might actually make sense. You know what I mean? Like if they're trying to kill him like on the movie set so he couldn't star in any more films from this studio.
Yeah, that's kind of what I thought of it as.
Yeah.
Hey, maybe that might be a movie idea. Someone write that down.
Done.
Great, thank you there, Chump Slap. Appreciate it.
He didn't pick up his pen. Don't believe him.
I mentally wrote it down.
Oh, okay.
Like in the game from here on, basically, you're getting enemies thrown at you from all your games.
Yeah.
Enemies
To
are
hopefully
old
kill
friends.
you, yeah.
To hopefully kill you. So after
Which
this, we
doesn't
head
make
to the
sense.
No.
fish market, and what the heck does Matt Hazard run into there?
I thought it was the casino next. Or is it the fish market casino? Same thing.
I have Western written down.
No, the funny part about it is you're all correct because it starts.
Yeah, because
as
it keeps switching.
it keeps switching game location. It's like it starts as a fish market, and then you fight through that. Then it gets to like a weird warehouse. Then it's a dance club for some reason.
Well, it's the casino, I think. Yeah.
Then the casino. Then the Old West set, and this is all within the same level.
And Russian rebels are attacking you throughout all of those scenes.
And the cowboy enemies, the stagecoach bandits, are coming after you. So you're in this crazy gunfight with you and your Hazard gun against Colt 6 shooters and Russian machine guns.
From old games that you were starred in.
Yeah. Everything that you know how to kill already.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, if that was the whole thing about the game, that they just brought back historical elements from his past and they made fun of like current games, I might be on board for this game. I might be. I think that's an interesting concept because at this time, all we had as far as first-person and third-person shooters were like Call of Duty. There were other ones coming out, but no, everyone was doing the same fucking thing.
Yeah. Actually, yeah. I like the whole idea behind this game, but
Like conceptually, I could see someone listening to a person behind the scenes and being like, okay, that does sound pretty cool. It sounds different. It sounds like something like a market we can get into. It's just a shame the gameplay wasn't great.
yeah.
You know, the whole reason for the game existing wasn't great.
Yeah. Why'd they have to make it third person?
Yeah. I mean, even back in the PS2 days, in one of the probably best games that whole generation, The Suffering, you could switch between third and first person view.
Or they could have made it like different games every level, like totally different games.
That would have been awesome. Like one level was a side scroller.
Yeah, one was a puzzle game, one was a fucking first person
Bullet
shooter,
hell.
one was a third person. Yeah.
All right, let's table this. We'll talk about better games after we get through this bullshit story. So after this, you get to the manager's office in this casino, dance club, fish market, and you reach a new character, Kitty Abanaza.
I just wrote Kitty down.
I just wrote Kitty because I missed that last name. Yeah.
So she was from one of your previous games. I don't remember which one. It really doesn't matter. But she's managing the casino for some reason. They did specifically mention that.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
then-
It's your ex-girlfriend.
Was there a
Of some
thing there?
sort. I thought they said that, but
They definitely seemed like there was something going on.
yeah.
But yeah, whatever. So you fight, you fight with her a little bit. She goes through a portal of some sort. I have no idea, but she leaves the level.
Well,
And,
QA makes it for her so she can get out.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
But you have to stay and finish the level before you can move on.
Exactly. Yeah, because you can't glitch through this game.
And then some kind of Russian major,
General Neutronov, I think his name was.
whatever, he shows up and he snuck a nuke in somehow.
Yeah, there's a very strange bomb subplot that just happens out of literally nowhere. And you end up defusing the bar, blowing up the place, and QA sends you through a portal, gets you out of there.
Yep.
And then this next section, this is probably Syintist was talking about it right before we started recording here. That this
This is my favorite character.
This is your favorite character, Bill the Wizard.
He's the high point of this game.
Well, tell us about Bill the Wizard. How did we get here? What's the story in this level?
I don't even know if I have anything written down. You meet Bill. You fight through another bullshit level, and you meet Bill the Wizard. I don't know.
Didn't he talk like Shatner?
Yeah, he
like,
did.
So broken
Yeah.
language.
That was a strange
where
artistic choice.
that had no sense.
You know what? I can see it now. It was a guy comes in. It's like, okay, we got a pretty decent Arnold impersonator. We got you. All right, you're going to do the Arnold voice. Okay, no problem, man. I can do that. Can you do any other voices? Dude, all I can do is Shatner. Make him the wizard. All right, you also doing the wizard. Okay.
I guess he's a character from a fantasy Matt Hazard game that he starred in.
Yeah. Now, where is there a first-person shooter guy like a Master Chief that goes through fantasy? Now, that'd be something I'd play.
There's so many questions about this because I got the impression, and I could be wrong, Bill was not like a old-timey, huge gray beard staff wizard, but he was like a D&D character avatar of himself wizard. Like, Bill might be like an accountant.
Oh, okay, yeah.
It's like when the kids at the end of, or in Nightmare on Elm Street 3, the Dream Warriors,
Yes.
Oh,
in their dream world, they have they even have a wizard guy in that. They should have just took that character.
sure they do.
That's probably where this came from. A lot of the ideas. Didn't he talk like Shatner in that movie, too?
Nightmare on Elm Street films? Yeah, he did. And then Freddy killed him with a video game or some bullshit. It's a shame. But you do run into characters from one of his... He refers to it as a flop. Soakum?
Yeah, that was the second highest point of this game.
That was awesome.
Now, was that supposed to be a play on SOCOM?
I think so, because that's what I thought he said at first.
Oh, yeah.
But it's essentially a water pistol you can fire. And the water pistol is in the game, and it's one of the most powerful weapons.
Yeah.
Which doesn't make any sense. I remember specifically playing that.
Because the hackers just made it do damage.
Well, it does damage to you in the Soakum game, so I guess it does damage to you now.
Well, wasn't it a turn-based water gun shooter, as they say?
yeah, something like that.
It sounds like a kid's game where it's like a turn-based game where the people just die from waters and they get soaked and walk away. Like it's not
Yeah.
Kind of like
nerfed experience, I should say.
what's that Switch game where you paint stuff? And you like spray paint everywhere. Your octopuses. Never mind.
Squid.
Splatoon?
That's
yeah.
it. Yes.
Never played that game, but a lot of people seem to love it.
Yeah.
Yeah, people say it's good. People are wrong.
Maybe we'll do it one week if there's even a store. I have no idea.
I don't know either.
But I did like this section where some of the things the enemies say is pretty funny, but in this section, a helicopter comes to attack you. We've seen this in video games before.
Yeah.
And you basically have no choice but to run away. So the thing actually says on the screen, like, just run to the other end of the room already, and that's your whole objective.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, there's moments in this game where it's like, there was a good idea here somewhere.
Oh, yeah.
Like there's some real good stuff in here, but man, do they fuck it up. But
Well, we don't talk about ideas. We talk about end products here.
Yeah, it's true.
you're absolutely correct. So after this, and he saves Bill the Wizard, right? He has to defeat.
Well, Bill the
QA.
Wizard saves him.
Oh, and QA helps Bill the Wizard escape.
Right, and then
You fight Triple S
defeat
again.
him. Oh, is that who you're fighting? Yeah, that's right. Okay, I do have it written down here. You're defeating
Sting number 2.
Sniper Scope. And you kick his ass. And then we have a really interesting break where we come into the real world.
See, this was what made me think he was just a character and not a real person, because they separated real world.
Yeah, because why wouldn't they just kill him in the real world?
Yeah.
Though? True.
But we meet my favorite character, Wallace Wellesley, the CEO of Marathon Megasoft Games. He's kind of pissed that they signed a lifetime contract with Matt Hazard because he sees him as old and like the old shit.
Well, no, he hates him because he couldn't beat the game when he was a kid.
Yeah.
Oh, shit, you're absolutely correct. They did make that quite a big plot point, and I just blew past it.
Yeah, who does the voice of Wellesley?
It's MPH.
That's what
Neil
I thought.
Patrick
Yeah,
Harris.
okay. I couldn't think of his name. That's why I asked you.
I mean, Will Arnett, I don't know if we mentioned it, but Will Arnett does the voice of Max Hazard, and NPH does the voice of Wallace, and I think they both did a fine job given what they had.
Oh, yeah. Like I said before we started recording, if it wasn't for Will Arnett's voice acting, I don't think I would have made it through the whole video.
He just has that, he plays that smug asshole that you still somehow care about
Yeah, you feel bad
so
for him,
well.
but-
It's essentially like the character from Arrested Development, Job, but a little more macho.
yeah. It's hazard time.
Oh my god.
Yeah, we didn't say that.
Oh, that was
yet.
great. And then and he's like, really? Seriously? Like, no one's down with the hazard time. Okay. Moments like that are where Will Arnett shines
Yeah, exactly.
in the role. But what happens with Wallace Wesley? What's the big reveal here, Dr. Syintist?
Well, he hates Matt Hazard. And he's trying to kill him. And well, he's the CEO of Matt. I think you said that.
Yep.
Is there a big reveal?
Well, he's just trying to get out of the lifetime
oh,
contract.
okay. I didn't know if that was the big reveal or not.
Well, what I was referring to, and I could have been more clear about this, but Wesley Willis's assistant gives him the idea they should put in some of Mac's friends in order to lure him in.
Yeah.
And basically set traps for him.
It's not a reveal because that's like a future plot point.
Yeah. You had me complete. It's no reveal at all.
This is the part I find strange. This is the point in the story, chronologically, where you find out they're going to start throwing in his buddies, right?
Mm-hmm.
But right before this, you had to save one of his buddies.
Well, you saved two. You saved his ex-girlfriend and his.
Yeah, it's true.
That's true. I forgot about Kitty, but Bill definitely doesn't belong. At least you could make the argument that Kitty might actually belong in this game they're making.
You got a point, yeah.
Yeah, like
But Bill, not at all.
yeah, but all right. Now that you say it, they are throwing his friends at him to try to kill him, and then yeah, why is it a big thing where he's like, oh, maybe we'll try throwing friends at him? That was stupid.
I kind of get the idea that
You just made this game lose a point.
It can go lower.
you're right that it doesn't make sense because
They've been doing it.
yeah, why would you're already controlling the levels, right?
Yeah.
It seems
And you're
like,
already throwing random people in it, like enemies,
yeah.
to try and slow them down.
Why would you put one of his friends at risk? Wouldn't that just piss him off? Why wouldn't you just keep throwing enemies at him until he died?
I think they wanted.
Or why don't you make an enemy that's fucking impossible to beat?
Didn't they want to lure him somewhere, and that's why they brought the friend in?
I thought they were just trying to kill him.
Yeah.
Any hoodles.
Any hoodles. We move on to
You go to a mansion that is your ex-partner from a previous game. I guess it was a buddy cop type of game.
From Matt and Dexter's.
Is that what it was called?
Yeah.
I guess that's about Jack and Dexter, but
yeah, it's supposed to be a play on Jack and Daxter, but it doesn't. Like, where's the fucking joke? Like, they just sound similar?
The joke is, she says, you didn't even like Dexter. He was an asshole or something like that.
well, Dexter.
And I was like, yeah, that's exactly right. They nailed it.
All right, so that does land, I guess.
And when you get to it, you start in his guest house, and apparently there's zombies everywhere because Matt Hazard was also in a zombie game.
Of course he was.
Yep, of course. There had to be, just statistically speaking, there had to be at least one zombie game or zombie mode that he ran into. But yeah, Dexter then double crosses him.
With
Kitty.
With two robot girls.
Oh, were they robots? But one was Kitty, right?
Yeah.
As a robot.
Now, see, now I'm starting to think as we're talking through this that Kitty, that's not the real Kitty. That's a robot Kitty that Dexter threw in to lure him out. But how would that get him to the mansion? Why would they know Kitty's and Dexter's?
I'm pretty sure QA is like, oh man, they're probably gonna go after one of your friends next.
Yeah, and he's like, oh yeah, and then they go after.
Yeah, that's when she's like, oh Dexter, and he's like, oh, well, is he even really a friend?
Yeah, he's my partner.
Yeah, not really,
like,
I guess.
Well, he was annoying or whatever.
Yeah, but he goes on the cop partner honor.
But still, like, they don't seem to have any kind of healthy relationship.
No.
Matt and Dexter.
No.
Man, if I could remember the two guys from Lethal Weapon, I would have popped their names out right then, but I couldn't.
Danny Glover.
How do you not know Riggs and Murtaugh
That's it.
off the top of your head?
Or Turner and Hooch.
You're off the podcast. That's ridiculous. Our Lord and Saviors, Riggs and Murtaugh? No, I just fucked up his name. Anyway,
jerk.
So, where do we, what happens in this mansion before we leave?
Only name I
Pretty
remember
big
is
events.
Leo Getz.
Leo Getz. You fight the robot love slaves of Dexter or whatever they are.
I don't think they call them love slaves, but they're love slaves.
I assumed they were. I mean, I assumed he fucked them, so.
Look, if they were murder bots, they wouldn't be shaped like hot women. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, exactly.
They'd be more like that fucking robot from, what's the name of it? Danger, Will Robinson. Whatever. What's that?
Lost in Space?
Yeah.
There it is. The Lost in Space wuss bot.
Yeah, the murder bot would be the wuss bot.
Or they'd look like the Cylons.
Yeah, the Cylons are better.
Yeah, so here's where you find out that, what's his name? Wellesley bribed Dexter.
Yeah.
It's like, I'll give you your own game and all this shit
Yeah.
if you just kill him.
Right, and then you take care of the bots.
Take care of Dexter.
Do you kill Dexter?
No. I think you fight him a little bit, but you don't kill him.
Yeah.
You like punch him out or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think you like knock him out and just leave him on the ground and be like, fuck you, dick.
And then this is where we meet QA, who's for some reason is now red.
Now, was this obviously the most fake QA you could ever see?
Yeah, this was so obviously a trap. But the zombies are closing in. QA saves them. And then you get sent to the cruise ship for some reason.
Wait, you meet Master Chef first.
At the cruise ship, you meet him.
Oh, okay.
Which I made my naming clear, but Master Chef was probably the worst name in this entire game.
It's pretty good.
I actually thought it was the best name, actually.
Yeah.
No, that's someone else's name, Alto Stratus.
That's an awesome name.
That's like Cloud Strife.
Yeah.
What? Okay. Anyway, so you're on a cruise ship for some reason, and you're going to save your friend Master Chef, who's in trouble.
Who was in a game with you at some other point, and he's actually a master chef.
Yeah. You were in Halo, some type of play on the word Halo.
Yeah.
Yeah, they did make a Halo pun, like glowing light or something
Yeah.
like
yeah,
that.
glowing
I
crown
forget-
or something like that. Yeah.
Glowing crown, yeah, I missed that, but essentially it's... And then this is what I don't understand. Why were there Space Marines on the...
Same reason there were
Cruise ship.
zombies at the mansion and Russians in the casino.
Yeah. Because
You're
they're
right.
the hackers are just throwing as much shit as they
Yeah.
can at him.
And the
at
enemies
this
they come
point.
across.
Whatever they could program into it.
And then you end up saving Master Chef. I don't remember how. Don't you just kill everybody in that room and he leaves?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Isn't that the whole thing?
Yep.
Riveting.
Well, he makes like barriers for you to absorb
Oh,
their
yeah.
ray lasers or whatever.
The heat shields.
Yeah.
He throws down. He's like, duck behind those and kill the guys. Duck behind that, kill the guy.
Yep, absolutely. And you do see those later in the game too. But I don't know if you can
shields?
like use them yourselves.
There's probably some. I don't remember. I never played it. So
Any hoodles. So you get to the end of the cruise ship. That's pretty much it for the cruise ship, right? There's nothing else big that happens.
Nothing really happens in the entire game, so yeah.
Okay, fair.
Jeez.
And you meet up with red QA, and then blue QA shows up, and you have the standard Evil Twins sequence, which Matt Hazard then calls out as the standard Evil Twin sequence, and then shoots red immediately.
Yeah. He's like, I know which one you are. Bam.
After she makes you fight a Kraken.
Oh yeah. Stupid Kraken.
No, this is before, because then she turns into the Kraken.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay. Which doesn't die, and it just bombs the ship.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember that being a pain in the ass boss fight.
It looked like
It
it.
looked pretty bad.
Was this
'Cause
like
it's
a
one of
God
the-
of War thing that they were trying to do? Because he talks about fighting it with a spear.
Yeah, yeah.
I think that's where they were going with it, yeah. Which was not... All the references they make in the game are so overtly references to something, and then
Yeah,
they
they
don't
are.
do it here, which I thought was very strange. Or it's a reference to a game I just don't know.
Yeah, maybe it was something else.
I was like, is that supposed to be God of War? I guess it kind of is. Maybe it isn't. Whatever. But anyway, you don't fall for the stupid trap. You kill the tentacle monster, and this was supposed to be the trap that Wesley designed. Like, this was supposed to be the big moment where you
Yeah,
die.
this is, you can't kill this creature. Yeah, yeah. But then you do kill it.
Boy, do you kill it. You kill it good.
And then it blows up.
And it blows up, and QA whisks you off to the next level.
And then You go back to the real world for a second. They talk about, oh, we got another operation, and then you cut back to the thing because they don't know where you are because the thing blew up. And they don't know
that's
how you
right.
escaped.
They're like, is he dead? I don't know. Well, let's make sure he's dead. Let's load the last level.
And then you end up talking to Captain Carpenter, and he's like makes all of the props for Megasoft games, like the exploding barrels and I guess the blocks like Mario would hit or things like that. He makes them all.
He's definitely a Mario.
Now okay. I had several problems with this.
Oh,
let's do tell.
I got some hot takes from a
Tea
game from
time.
2009. But why? All the questions, every question, why? Because this character, I get the concept that there's a character that works in a warehouse that creates video game inventory, I guess, or barrels you blow up or whatever.
Yeah,
I get that.
Set.
Willing to go along with that, no problem. But why is it Mario, who's famous for being a plumber and not a behind-the-scenes set man? Like, wouldn't it make way more sense if it was like Bob the Builder?
Yeah, but Bob the Builder isn't a fucking huge game icon.
And Mario's a plumber. So
They were like, oh, we have to make a Mario, like a fake Mario. So they chose Carpenter instead. And then they're like, oh, what can he do?
But why didn't they just have a sequence where you go through the sewers and he helps you? Like, why did it have to be a guy that creates movies? I just felt like...
Like, why couldn't he just be
so
Paul the
fucking
plumber?
Right, exactly. I felt it was so thin.
Yeah. All right, fair enough.
But who else would they have to do this? Can you think of another game character that would have anything to do with like?
Yeah, anybody
shit?
from Minecraft or Fortnite.
Were they out at this time?
Minecraft is 10 years old.
Yeah,
And this is 10 years old.
So we'll say no.
Just at the same time they came out, yeah.
Maybe they designed it for Minecraft and like couldn't get the rights.
Maybe.
So, well, our game's kind of blowing up, and yours looks like shit. So,
Nah, we'll pass.
Yeah, hard pass on this one.
But you end up fighting through a warehouse, and there's his 2D enemies from his very beginning games show up, which was actually probably the coolest part of this thing.
Yeah. Oh, what are these paper enemies
They're
here?
they're just as deadly.
It's clearly a Wolfenstein reference, and I thought that worked. I thought that was appropriate.
Yeah.
I mean, it fit in with the rest of the game.
Yeah, this is the gameplay I watched, and it looked pretty neat, like how they just pop up and then turn sideways, and you couldn't hurt them.
Yeah. Like, I think if this element we're talking about, the 2D Wolfenstein element, if that was the weakest part of the game, this could have been the best game that ever existed.
Yeah, but it was one of the better parts.
I know, that's the problem. All right, we'll get to it. Anyway, so who do you run into next? What happens next?
You run into Cloud Strife from Final Fantasy.
No.
Which...
You run into Alto Stratus from Penultimate Illusion.
I, as a person who just turn-based is not my jam. I know you guys love it. It's just not my jam. It's okay. We can have different opinions. I know
It's not my jam
Chump-
either. I want to get
Chump
that.
Slap
I love it.
by far is the biggest hero. He always talks about turn-based strategy. But I really enjoyed this moment where it's all in text and he had to keep hitting a button.
Yeah.
And he just kept talking to the whole thing. What's the ellipsis?
It's like, oh, I hate when you guys do this.
It's like, what does that even mean? What's an ellipsis? Like, I thought that was a pretty decent moment.
Yeah, it was pretty fun. I liked it.
But then you kill him and he like goes on one knee like every turn-based character who dies and gets defeated, right? Isn't that what happens?
Yeah.
Yeah, they don't actually die. They just get like winded.
And then you find out the bad guys took all the props and you don't know what they're going to do with them. And you end up going to the final level.
Oh, this is when it goes back to the real world and he's like, we got to do it again. We got to fucking throw everything at him.
The soft docks.
Didn't they mention, I think we might have skipped over it, but there's a point where Matt Hazard says something like, well, I got to beat the game. If I beat the game, they'll let me out.
Yeah.
And QA's like, well, theoretically, sure, but there's no guarantee that any of that's going to happen.
Yeah, but he goes to the final level anyway.
It should have went, yeah.
Which this, by the way, before we get to the final level, still in Wolfenstein world, that's where he defeats Sting Sniper Scope for the third time. And we do get a finish him moment.
Oh, yeah. I thought that was at the last level.
Yeah, so did I.
But that's is that the last level? Where do we go for the last level? Am I getting ahead?
Well, they go to the real world after you beat Altostratus. And you heard that Hazard escaped and he beat Altostratus, and he's like, throw everything in the docks level, throw to the final level.
Yeah, float it all in the final level,
and then you fight Sting as Triple S again. I have in my notes.
Yeah, and then after you beat him the third time, it gets to finish him, and then you just blow him over. You go, whoo,
oh, that's right, yeah.
And then it
like
rolls.
A little bitch.
Yeah,
you beat the game and be free. Woo! Game's over.
It's like, oh, there's only one thing to do: roll credits. Ha 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 ha.
And you get the freeze frame, 80s style.
Yeah, they actually do that really lame ha 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 thing.
Yeah, fake laughs.
And
then we get to, that was just the false ending.
Oh,
There's more game, guys.
You guys.
You don't know how disappointed I was when it got to the credits, and I hit down and I saw there's still 10 minutes of cutscenes to watch.
I hit stop and it was like, oh shit, there's 10 minutes left.
But yeah, where do we go from here? The docks, right?
No, that's after you fight
We're
through the
still
docks.
on the docks.
And then
man.
you end up fighting through Marathon Megasoft.
Yeah, he gets all real. No more fucking NPCs. These are real
People's
employees,
avatars, yeah.
artists, programmers, testers.
Which honestly I thought was pretty great.
I thought that was pretty neat.
There's the cut scene where they're in the real world. We didn't mention it, but Wesley says everybody getting on a keyboard. Everybody, whether you're a accountant or a senior developer, is going to try to stop them. And you have people in the game like trying to figure out like, wait, which button is to pick up a gun? I can't figure it out.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
As I don't know if you guys saw it, but as you're fighting them, the stuff they say is pretty funny.
No, I didn't see it.
He's like, everybody flank right, get to the choke point, did it, and everyone's like, what? It's like, just go right. Like, there's one guy who plays a lot, and the rest are like, what are you talking about, bro?
Did they have funny names
like, what's
and
the
shit?
cover button? Yeah, they do have great names too. They have like Weed Smoker 420.
Nice.
Devil's Handbag 81. Like it's pretty fun. I thought that was an entertaining way to bring it meta.
Yeah, that was pretty neat. I like that.
But you end up in some room, I don't know, and QA ends up getting shot in the back, and you have to fight
By Wally or Wesley.
the CEO's avatar.
Wellesley.
In some kind of computer space. You know what it reminded me of?
Tron.
No,
It's always Tron.
it reminded me of the memory levels from Remember Me.
Yeah.
Yes, that's exactly what I was gonna say. The cube thing. What was it? Conception cube.
HBO?
In the conception cube.
Yeah, there you go.
Wow, I'm glad one of us barely remembered that. It was last week, guys. Like,
Dude, I start drinking and I don't stop until I forget the episode.
But you end up fighting Wally Wellesley's avatar for a while.
I mean, he's kicking your ass.
Yeah, and then, surprise, surprise, Dexter shows up with his murderer sex bots and saves you.
He's like, hey, I'll get you back.
That sounded exactly like him.
Sorry for being a dick.
why are other characters allowed to regenerate and come back?
Because he didn't kill Dexter. Remember, he
That's
just
true, right? He
knocked
just
him out.
But he fucked up the bots. Whatever. Anyway,
Well, they're bots, though.
Yeah.
Let's not nitpick this part.
All right, yeah. We're almost there. We're almost at the end.
And you end up beating Wellesley.
Oh, yeah. And it's just a black screen. It says, like, edited because of violent images or something like that.
Yeah.
You don't even get to see it happen.
It's so dumb. And then he revs up a chainsaw.
Yeah. And after he's dead, you end up meeting QA in real life, which is no shock to anybody. Some old dude.
Quentin.
Yeah, Quentin Avery or whatever his name is.
Oh, yeah, but
Quentin
you get it.
A. Myers, I have written down here.
And then you get an achievement for that.
Yeah.
Did that happen in the game? Like, if you played PlayStation version?
Oh yeah, they're all like.
Did the achievement
Very
still
tongue-
pop
No, he
up?
wants to know if it popped
Very
up, like, if that wasn't a real trophy or if it was just a thing that popped up in the game.
No, it was a real trophy. It was absolutely a real trophy.
But I'm pretty sure they recorded them playing it on PC. Like, didn't it just... Oh, maybe not.
Maybe not.
I don't
Who
know.
knows?
I hated this moment. I hated that you found out that QA is just some old dude who turned out to be the lead.
You didn't see that coming a million miles away.
I didn't see it coming. I don't think they earned it at all.
Who was the chick? It was a chick to begin with.
Yeah, then...
Like, that's his daughter or something?
Yeah, something like that.
That's fucking weird.
Yeah, well, the whole game is stupid.
All right, I want you to think about this, Chump Slap. Like, no, wait. Come with me. Come with me on this journey.
Right. Oh, I'm listening.
You have Quentin A. Myers.
Mm-hmm.
You have the woman who he clearly based the model of.
Yes.
In real time, in real life, and she clears the area and he wishes her away or whatever. Is there a possible situation where his relationship with that woman in any context makes this appropriate?
Yeah.
Like, if it's its daughter, it's fucking weird. If
It
it's
could
his
be his-
secretary, it's
Could be a
fucking
sugar
weird.
daddy.
It could be like, his trophy wife or something.
I mean, he is the head programmer of a huge corporation,
Yeah.
so.
Probably has
Makes a
money.
lot
He's
of
got
money,
plenty of
yeah.
time to do this stupid
Yeah.
shit.
Did we ever find out who the fake QA was, or was that just something they threw in there?
Oh.
I think
we
that was
find
something
out.
they just threw in.
Okay.
Find out at the end.
I don't remember.
At the totally end of the game.
Oh, I shut it off as soon as the credits
She
rolled for a
pops
second.
back up. Doesn't she?
I don't know. Well, anyway, the senior programmer had plans to take over the company to get Wellesley out of there. He gets arrested for something. But
Through some kind of stock manipulation?
yeah,
Like, what? What the fuck?
it's
Like,
it definitely sounds illegal.
Like he was selling it short and then he was going to tank the...
Well, he bought like 49%.
yeah, it's such a fucking movie thing where they think if you own 51% of the stock, you own the company and make all equal
Yeah.
decisions.
Yeah.
But any company of that size is going to have a board. They're going to
Yeah.
be like, the board is going to vote on whether. I mean, what did Wesley Willis do that was so terrible?
The
Maybe
fiasco.
if he makes. Yeah, but if he makes a tanking game, yeah, they could use that as an excuse to get rid of him. But he didn't break any laws. All this shit was virtual in the game. He didn't kill anybody.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah. I know. Well, he deserved it because even his lackey was like, dude, we could just put him put him aside. We don't have to put him in games. He could still be employed by us, but...
Right, just like shelf him. Just
Yeah.
not make a game with him in it.
But
Which
he
I
just
think
wanted
was
to
a
kill him.
nod to. I think that was a nod to Duke Nukem.
Oh, yeah. It was definitely...
I don't know.
Which
what
there was. It's funny to look back because they made. Now our younger listeners out there might not know this, but there was a running joke for a long time about the game Duke Nukem Forever.
Yeah.
You guys have heard about this. You know the story, right?
It took like 60 years to make.
It took like Duke Nukem 3D came out in like 92, 93. And then it said in that game he'll be back for Duke Nukem Forever, and the game never fucking came out, and it was always like the long-running joke in video games.
Yeah. Didn't
Like,
it
we're
just
never
come
gonna
out,
see
though?
Never gonna see it came out 2 years after this game. It came out in
Oh,
2011.
yeah. Okay.
I remember it not
And
being good.
It was a piece of shit. And
It's
it was
weird.
such a bummer.
If he says that after talking about this game, you know how bad it was.
Yeah, it was. I remember playing it just for posterity's sake. And no, you know the reason I did play Duke Nukem Forever is because the studio that came in and finished it and polished it was Gearbox. The people who did
I remember that.
Borderlands.
Yeah.
Nice.
So I was like, oh, they're not gonna fuck it up.
Oh, they did.
They
Oh,
probably
they
saved it.
Well, no, they probably made it playable.
Yeah.
You're right. It was probably just a loose like folder of GIFs that they turned into a game.
You mean GIFs?
Yeah, don't ever do that.
I don't know what the fuck a GIF is.
There's no fucking peanut butter here.
I think we do need to have a special episode of just Jeff versus Jeff or whatever you guys call it.
The
Yeah.
Jeffs. Yeah, Jeffs. That's what we call it.
I think the best was when we were at PAX and you said, I have to get gifts for my mom and dad. And Chump Slap was like, do you mean a gift?
Yeah, because we had the argument like for 2 hours leading up to that moment.
Yeah, we were asking people that we just came in contact with. Like, what do you call it?
And then I wasn't even mad. I just laughed my ass off. I was like, man, great callback, Chump Slap. Really, I got nothing. That was fantastic. You got me. That's right. We took a poll at the hotel door when we were smoking a cigarette.
Yeah.
And it's like, how do you pronounce it? GIF. And everyone's like, GIF. GIF,
Yeah.
GIF, GIF. And then all of them get through, and I'm like, fuck you all. You don't even know what you're talking about. Oh, that backfired. Anyway, so, good moments of PAX. So that's it. That's the game, right? That's
Yeah.
Oh no,
Yeah.
there's a.
Oh, no,
I-
there's more?
I read about a post-credit sequence, but I couldn't find it anywhere.
This is what I'm talking
Yeah,
about.
I stopped as soon
It's
as the
the
credits
red.
started.
The red QA shows up.
Okay, what happens?
I don't remember. I don't think she says anything. I think she just like looks around and laughs or something.
Yeah, well, what I have written here, and I don't remember seeing this anywhere, but the post-credit scene has Wallace Wesley working as a shopkeeper at Zapp's Games because
Definitely didn't
his
see this
father.
one.
No, me neither. And the story is his father created a game store called Zapp's Games. It was huge. It's like an EB Games
Yeah,
type thing.
like that was
And
the
it made a
beginning
bunch of
of
money. Right. That's the beginning of his fortune. Then he moved into making games. So this is like a step back in the company. The kid didn't get handed the keys to the car anymore. He's now working retail, and he's still bitter about it. And then he sees a standee for the game you just played, Eat Lead: The Return of Matt Hazard, and just starts like freaking out.
It's so dumb.
Yeah, it is.
It is terrible. It's not good. Let's just move on.
Please.
Yes, let's get to what we rated it.
Well, no, there's some things I feel like this game had some good ideas, and I think that like conceptually, like the 1-2 sentence pitch was a good pitch.
I can believe that.
Oh yeah, this is a great pitch.
Like I just think that they didn't think their audience was smart enough. You know what I mean? Like they dumbed down every single joke so that you'd get it and be like, Master
Now, see,
Chef.
I think it just sounds a lot better being described than it actually will turn out no matter who does it.
Yeah, I think. Well, look how Borderlands 2 spoofed so many games.
They didn't really spoof. They were more like Easter eggs. But
Yeah, it was a lot better than this. The way they did it. I mean,
but it wasn't a game based on that.
well, pretty much.
No, the Borderlands, but that's their jam. That they're very self-referential. They're very pop culture referential. And when you see one of those pop in, it's awesome. But for this, the whole concept of the game was video games. Am I right?
Yeah,
right?
I gotcha.
Right.
And it was referencing stuff you never played or saw before. It was kind of just spoofs of things. It wasn't really. In Borderlands, they actually go to you know what Minecraft is, but this one would be like Max Hazard drawing Minecraft.
Right. It's like the best way I can explain this is, do you remember when those movies came out, like Not Another Teen Movie, like that whole wave?
I love those movies, yeah.
I
But Chris Evans got to start.
Right, those two guys who just made those movies
The
over
Wayans brothers?
No, not the Wayans, but Scary Movie, I will still...
It is one of the best.
Oh, you know what's another one?
Even Scary Movie 2.
What the hell is it? Stan Helsing.
Oh, that is a good one too.
That one still holds up.
Yeah, they did like Meet the Spartans. Remember that one?
Yeah. That was horrible.
Yeah, that was
Friedberg, Jason Friedberg and Aaron Seltzer, they just put out like one movie a year.
Disaster
and they were
movie.
trash.
Yeah.
Yeah, does that like they were so bad. Date movie, epic movie, vampires suck. There's a whole list of these second tier movies that don't even have clever jokes. They're just like, remember this?
That's exactly what this game is.
Yeah.
That's
good
this
analogy
game is that
there.
version.
You fucking nailed it.
It took a minute, but I got there. You guys know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I 100% agree. It's
Like,
not a good movie on its own.
And it's not a good movie in context of all the other movies.
Exactly.
No, but there's a decent original idea here.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's just poorly executed. Like I feel if someone competent were to take the reins and make a self-referential, fun video game that used to be a first-person shooter with a Duke Nukem type character, I feel like 8 times out of 10 it could have been a better game.
I don't think so.
I'm trying to think. I think someone had to have tried it again, right? There has to be another self-referential game. Not like Pony Island.
Well, I mean,
don't know
like
if you guys ever played Pony Island.
Deadpool.
No,
But that's Deadpool's whole shtick. Pony Island sounds like a furry convention.
No, it's all about like hacking the
Nice.
game that you're playing. Like while you're playing it, it's like, oh, it's boring, ain't it? Try this. And then you jump into the code and have to do a little mini game in there.
Press A to do your taxes or B to go to the disaster
Yeah,
area.
and it's fun. But
I guess
So would you play it, Poppascotch?
before we do that, let's talk about some quotes.
yeah, I have one.
I didn't write any because they were all bad and stupid.
Yeah, they're pretty bad, but you go ahead, Chump Slap. What quote do you have?
This is the second time you see Triple S Sting Sniper Scope. And he's like, oh, look at me. I'm bigger and have more ass badness than ever.
If we're being honest, I don't think the Arnold impersonation was that bad. They were trying to do a cartoony version.
Chump Slaps for it was much better.
I thought Arnold was here for a second,
Yeah, so
and
did
I
I.
was doing it.
All right, I got 4 quotes for you.
All right,
No.
I could.
3 quotes. It's pretty easy. Obviously, the easy one is it's hazard time.
Yeah.
I mean, that was a fun quote. Sonny Tang says, "Wax on, mother humper." So I was like, okay. And there's honestly the best dialogue in the whole game is when you're fighting, and characters in the game self-referentiate. But Matt constantly says, "Insert witty death-related comment here."
That's a fucking cop out.
Yeah, it is.
It is exactly. It is a total cop out. Like you could have made something really meta and cool, but you spammed that quote 70,000.
Yeah.
But let's get on with it, man. Let's start with you.
There is one section when you're in the elevator and it's taking a while, and he's like, "What? Like you got something better to do playing this fucking game?"
That was pretty good because we've seen that in other games too. Especially remember, Wet did that too. It had like a little
Oh yeah.
video when you're in the elevator. Like, dude, come on, and it's just filling in load times.
Wet was a masterpiece compared to this, though.
Really, you think Wet was that much better than this?
I don't. I'd have to check my score, but I'm pretty sure this is.
Shooting from the hip, you got to play one. You have to play Wet or you have to play Matt Hazard. Which one are you picking, Chump Slap?
What's the
And
consequence if I don't
you
play
have
either?
to beat it.
I'll
You
play
have to
this
beat it.
one because this one I saw like the long run was only 2 hours.
So it's strictly a time-related decision.
Well, that and it is Will Arnett's voice. It's soothing to me.
Right, like with this game, an effort was made at some point.
Yeah.
Right?
Yes, it was failed, and
I mean, I'd rather hear Eliza Dushku.
I barely had a chuckle in this game, but I would definitely play this one, and
It seems it's like I could see it now. This is exactly what happened. They're in a writer's room meeting. Everybody pitches their individual idea. Probably half of them are pretty good, half of them are trash. And then the head writer's like, well, what if his name's just Master Chef and he cooks? And everyone's like, that's fucking stupid. And they're like, well, it's my decision, so that's what we're doing.
Yeah. Oh, what if his name instead of Cloud Strife, it's Alto Stratus?
Yeah,
That
damn it.
was the big thing they fucking spent their money on was
That licensing.
no, just coming
I
up with
still, to
stupid
this
shit.
day, I feel like there's a good game in here somewhere. It was just poorly done.
Yeah, 100% agree with you on that.
Let's get to you then, Dr. Scientist. Final thoughts. Would you play it? Would you score it? Did the story work for you?
Final thoughts. This is
All right,
trash.
Jerry Springer. Would you play it?
No, I would. I'm kind of annoyed that I had to watch the video.
I've watched worse.
I gave it 3 stars because it's better than Kane and Lynch, but not by much.
That's
I mean,
brutal.
it's still garbage. I would probably rather punch myself in the balls for an hour than play this game.
All right.
Well, we're gonna hold you to that.
Yeah. I have a copy of the game right here.
And the knifed gunman is about to walk in. Oh man.
So you gave it a 3?
Yeah. What did you give it?
What did I give it? I gave it an 8.5.
Oh, now we're throwing 0.5s in there.
Yeah, because I thought it was slightly better than Remember Me.
Would you play it?
Wow.
No, I wouldn't play that. I would play this if they rewrote the whole fucking thing.
So if it was a different game.
I did like I said earlier, I gave it a 4 before I watched any gameplay. And then the gameplay actually looked interesting. That it was like different enemies from different types of games and shit. That was neat. I didn't like that it was all cover-based shooter, third person, but it could have been. It had potential.
Yeah, that's pretty much right where I am. It had potential,
Yeah.
but it was not a good game.
Yeah, what did you give
What
the game,
scored it?
not the potential?
Yeah, would you score it?
If I mean, this is a story podcast, so we have to base our score.
Oh, I
based
did.
On... Was this before I even get to it? Scientist, was this the worst game that we've done so far, in your opinion? Or did you hate Kane and Lynch more?
I thought, yeah.
Actually, and Kane and Lynch was actually a story. This is probably the worst. Well, Killzone was probably the worst, but this is second. Even though I ranked it higher than Kane and Lynch, I think it's terrible.
Right. As far as stories go, I think the concept.
But we're not talking about concepts.
I know, but the concept's what gave it 8 points.
So you got the half a point from it.
All right, the concept gave it 4 points. And then
No, it played well enough, and the concept was at the time very original, so I'm going to give it a 10.
that's fair.
Yeah, I just hate the fourth
Which gives
wall
us
breaking crap. And
21 and a half.
Yeah, 21.5 out of 81 stars. For those of you at home that haven't been paying attention, our metric is based on 27 stars. So you might have thought 3 was really great because it was 3 out of 5. No.
You thought 8.5 was great, but
Oh, we should have like a board. Like, where does this come up on the all-time?
I know we should. I even went back and rated games that we didn't do it for, just so I'd have references
so we
before I
can
put
nice.
it. Yeah.
I love your guys' commitment because I am flying from the hip every time.
Yeah, it was bad.
Yeah, I mean, final thoughts. Like I said, there's a good game in there somewhere.
Exactly.
It's just, it wasn't sussed out correctly. Would I play it again? No, because I remember platinuming it in like 4 days and being like, I don't ever want to play this.
Did you have to play it more than once through the game?
Yeah, you had to play it at least twice because I remember there were difficulty based. So you had to play it twice.
If I ever met Will Arnett, I'd make him sign a copy of this.
If you did, I'd punch myself in the balls for an hour.
That is the fucking funniest thing I've heard you ever say. I'm gonna go order us all copies just so we have them in case you want to Will Arnett.
You got to carry it with you everywhere.
Just in case. You never know.
Dude, you know there's no way, like, he gets Arrested Development DVDs. There's no way anyone has been like, dude, you're my favorite fucking part of Mad Hazard. Like,
The only reason I watched this game.
I honestly think if you showed up and fucking Will Arnett was there and you showed him this game, I guarantee he'd laugh his ass off.
He'd probably be like, why am I signing this?
It's like, what is this? I'm like, this is the game. Like, what do you mean? The game you voiced. Oh, yeah. That's right.
Oh, that 25-cent check because no one fucking bought the thing.
You know, he wouldn't remember. He'd just like, oh, yeah, that's right. And he just signed it. Like, what's he talking about?
It'd still be worth it.
They don't get the residual checks for Mad Hazard that they do for like Arrested Development. You know? It's like a nickel check coming in every 6 months. And he was the main voice actor.
Yeah, I know. It was great.
Oh, holy shit. All right, anyone else wants to add?
No, let's get over this.
Yeah,
fucking
let's stop talking about it.
All
Let's
right,
move on.
fine. Let's move on to our favorite segment of every week by far, Syintist's Lock of the Week. Okay.
Bolted that door shut.
Fuck yeah.
That was a complicated lock.
I didn't know what to do.
You just kept making sounds, whatever. So every week, Syintist picks a 100% guaranteed gambling pick for us, and he has not been wrong since we started doing this. So this week, Syintist, who do you got?
I got David Gleason is going to win the Indian Hero Open of golf.
Ooh. By how many strokes?
Yeah, what's the line here?
It's a straight up win.
Oh, okay.
It's just a straight win.
No over-unders or nothing.
Yeah, no.
Do you happen to know where they're playing?
New Delhi.
Are you sure about that?
I do not know where it is. No, I just picked an Indian town, city, but
Go Gleason.
but he's gonna win it. It doesn't matter where it is.
Gleason is going to take top honors this weekend, mark it down, take all your money, sell it, and then put all that money on Mr. Gleason.
Call your bookie. Tell him you got a fucking sure thing.
Because it's a lock.
And now let's hear Poppascotch fumble come up with a category.
You know
My
what?
favorite part of the week.
It's what's your favorite last episode bit? So, it's funny you say that because I actually have one this week.
Nice.
This is the second time I've had a pre-prepared one. This is episode what, 17, 18? I don't even know. This is episode 19. This is the second time I have it prepared. So every week we ask Sir Chump Slap, for a recommendation on usually whatever comes to mind as I'm saying this sentence. But this time I came prepared. So we're going to ask Chump Slap, what is your recommendation for a bangin' salad? What's the number one new hotness in the salad game right now?
I don't know if it's really new hotness, but straight taco salad, son.
Oh.
If you're going to have a salad, why not have a taco while you're eating it?
Can't argue.
I can't. I was expecting him to
science.
say Caesar, and I was going to come down on him because of that, but you know what? He nailed it.
I love a Caesar. Don't get me wrong, but
He doesn't get these categories wrong.
taco or broccoli?
Oh.
Mm-hmm. When was the last time you had a good broccoli salad?
Long time.
I know. I don't think Walmart even sells it anymore.
What? Broccoli? Like, what's in a broccoli salad? And
Get
don't say
this.
broccoli and lettuce.
Bacon.
Fucking cheddar, bacon, and raisins.
Raisins?
It's delicious.
It's so good.
What's the stuff in it? The juice?
I think it's just a mixture of mayo and vinegar.
Okay. I
Just
thought
like
it was.
classic fucking Amish shit. Yeah.
Yeah, like that very super Amish sub-recipe dressing
Yeah,
thing,
like
whatever they have.
macaroni salad shit. But
Oh, yeah.
I
it's
forgot
really
all
good.
about broccoli salad.
I know, right?
Now I want some.
Me too.
All right, there you go, kids. Go out there, get yourself a broccoli salad. If someone wanted to actually do some research and figure out where they could get a fucking banging broccoli salad, where could they go to get that information there, Dr. Syintist?
Google or something, I would think. But once they found out, they could tell us on Twitter or Instagram at
I'd like to
Plotty
know.
Time. Me too, actually. At Plotty Time on those things. And let us know when you find a good broccoli salad, because I'm really hungry for one right now, even though it'll be 3 weeks from
Well,
now.
if they found a broccoli salad recipe and you called it out on Twitter and said it was bullshit, and they had a 700-word reply to that, where would they email us long form, Mr. Chump Slap?
Well, you can email us. Plottytime, PLOTTYTIME at gmail.com. That is plottytime at gmail.com, and I will personally respond to every email you guys send.
He's hit 100% of everyone that's
Everyone
Has
every
he
week.
missed one yet? He is so lonely, guys. Just send him an email. Just say what's up.
Like seriously,
It'll be great.
it's scary.
He speaks Norwegian.
He does speak Norwegian. Shout out to the Norway crowd.
Whoop,
We love
whoop.
you guys. Keep listening. That's going to do it for us this week. So smell you later.
Smell you later.
Smell you later forever.